Hey, how's it going everybody? It's your pal Mega Snoop bringing you another Toontown Corporate Clash video. And in today's video, I am bringing you something you are probably curious about if you haven't made it that far in the game yet. And that is the little old man task. Yes, it has returned to Corporate Clash, but not necessarily in the same way. You see, with TTR and TTO and TTF and TTH and TTI and literally every other Toontown game, you get an assortment of tasks you can choose from, and after you complete all the tasks of a neighborhood, you kind of do the last task in the neighborhood, and that last task has always been like little old man of the burg. And this game is different because as soon as you spawn into this game, you get one task, and that task just connects to the next task, to the next one, to the next one, to the next one, and it's just a never-ending task until you get to the end of the last playground. And so there isn't necessarily completing all the tasks and then doing little old man. He's just kind of part of this continuous task line that flows. But there is a section where you go talk to little old man and he sends you to do 1,000,000 errands, and by the end of it you will have like one more task to do and then you're done with the burg. And so we're gonna go over that and kind of see what the difference between this and the other little old man tasks were, and see if it's like harder or not, you know? First and foremost, if you want to know about the traditional little old man task, I do have a video about it. You can go check it out and see what it's all about, what makes it so infamous and difficult, and what makes people rage about it. You can go look at that first, and then you can come back here and kind of see if it's a little bit different or not, and how much it's different, and you can decide for yourself which one's better or which one's worse. So after doing a lot of this exposition where you're looking for little old man, you finally found him, and the first thing he wants you to do is friend a mingler. And it just says friend a cog as of the time of me recording this, because they have a little bug where they want you to specifically go out and try to friend a mingler, but they couldn't get the code quite right to specifically say mingler, so it just says friend a cog, so you can just walk out and friend any little cog that's on the street, and that works. But just know it was meant to be a mingler. Obviously the cog will say no. You go back, you talk to the little old man, and he's just straight up savage. He's like, no, okay, destroy them. I'll try not to spoil too much of the dialogue because I want you guys to see it for yourself. He's such a character in this game that it's just so fun to read what he has to say. But as you go out, and the next thing you do is defeat 7 minglers. You come back, and then you have to do 5 Lobot buildings in the burg, which shouldn't be too difficult because they're littered all up and down Sleet Street. As long as you got a good group of people going with you, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. After you finish those 5 Lobot buildings, you come back to him, and he requires 30 of your first tier gag of whatever your first gag track selection was. For me, it was lure, so he required 30 $1 bills, though I don't know why he didn't just ask me for 3 10s. That would have been so much easier on me, and I wouldn't have to go all the way back and get 30 $1 bills. Maybe he's going to a strip club or something. That is not an image I wanted in my head. So you deliver the 30 $1 bills, and then he requires 1 of your tier 7 gag from the first track. And you may or may not have that already. So if you don't have it, you gotta train up and make sure you're doing that. But if you do have it, you can turn it in right away and he'll send you off to the next thing. And then coming up next is gonna be a long string of short but tedious tasks. And the first one you're gonna start out with is recovering a tie from a head honcho. Head honchos obviously being board bots, tier 8, and can be easily found in any board bot building. You might want to go to Arctic Avenue for that one, since it's mostly board bot. After you recover one of those and you come back, the wizard then sends you off to get a pair of glasses from a flunky. That's not too hard. You can just go to Barnacle Boatyard down Buccaneer Boulevard, and flunkies are literally all over the place, so it really shouldn't take you too long to do that one. After you recover those glasses, you come back. He then sends you out to get a monocle from a connoisseur. And again, not too difficult. You can find those on Wacky Way in Toontown Central. Shouldn't take you too long. After that one, he then sends you to finally get some glasses from a Mr. Hollywood, which may be a little bit more difficult. The drop rate isn't great, and Mr. Hollywood's can be a little difficult to find. Go down Sleet Street to one of those Lobot buildings. It shouldn't be too much of a problem, but that's where you're gonna find them. After that, you have to go get his glasses repaired, so you go see Dr. Ivana C, and she has you defeat 25 cogs on Sleet Street, which is, you know, basically just another building, or if you want to fight him on the street one at a time, hey, that's your deal, man, you do you. After that, you return the glasses back to little old man, and he sends you to your estate to collect 10 treasures, which are popsicles, that are all around your estate, not too difficult, just run around. They're littered all over the place, they're in the water, they're on the roofs, they're behind the bushes, just look for them. And then he has the audacity to send you to go do a coin mint. So you gotta recover something from the mint supervisor in the coin mint. So you basically just go through and do a coin mint. Good luck finding a group. You come back to him, and this is when he sends you to do the most infamous task of all time. And the next thing is probably something that's gonna get most people, because the traditional thing in most games is he sends you off to do 24-story buildings. A lot of people are angry about that. Nobody really liked it. A lot of people were like, that's too many buildings. It's annoying. I get stuck on that for months. And so they decided to make it a little bit easier on you. You only got to do 19 4-story buildings. And they can be anywhere again, so that helps. You can go off and do the easier buildings in the earlier playgrounds, and you can get through them fast. And shouldn't take you more than a few hours to go through all of them together if you just blaze right through them. You come back and talk to him, and then he sends you off to do one 5-story building. So I guess technically it would be 19 4-stories and then a 5-story. So it's like one extra floor more than what the other Toontowns have you do, so that's kind of annoying. But the best is yet to come, because after you do that one 5-story, he sends you to go do DA offices until you get your Lobot suit, which means you got to do 4 office A's, 4 office B's, and 2 office C's. And every single time you complete one, you got to go back to him and talk to him, and he sends you back again. You go back and talk to him, sends you back again. It's kind of annoying. So what you can do instead is you can go off before you even get to this task and do all of your offices first. And if you do all your offices first, you can skip this part of the task entirely, and he just sends you on to the next part. Though it does mean you will at some point have to do the offices, whether you do it before this part of the task or after. You're gonna need to get them done. After you do that, you go around and you talk to a bunch of people, and eventually you will be getting 20 cog parts from Lobots and Lobot HQ. So this is 100% drop rate as far as I'm concerned, so you can fight cogs one at a time in the foyer, or you can go do another office, which is what I did. I just did a quick office A, and it got through everything real quickly. But it's basically 20 cogs in Lobot HQ. After that, you gotta do 5 thermometers from the cogs in the Berg, which is like a 60% drop rate, so you're fighting upwards of 10 cogs-ish. And all that seems fine and dandy, and you go back and you talk to the little old man, and technically that's the official end of the little old man task. However, it's not the end of the Berg. You have one more task to do. You go talk to the Toon HQ officers, and they send you back and forth a bit until they finally send you off to fight the CJ. And once you beat the CJ, you are allowed to move on from the Berg. So the CJ isn't technically part of the little old man task, but I figured I'd throw it in there at the end and let you know that that's what's gonna happen after, like directly after you finish the little old man and finish the Berg. So it's like the Berg doesn't end at little old man, it's little old man, then CJ, and then you're done with the Berg. But yeah, that's something, isn't it? Let me know what you guys think of the little old man task in this game. Is that just way too much, or is it just right? Or is it too easy? But if you say it's too easy, you're gonna get a lot of hate probably. But feel free, be like, yo, so easy, bro, I did it in my sleep. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Stay awesome, God bless, and peace.